Hey guys, how's it going? Uh, this is a very sudden video that I'll be making, and well, I have been playing this little game right here. It's called Seven Deadly Sins Origin, and I have some complaints to make. Like I know I'm still a new player. I've only started, like about 3 weeks ago, but I do believe that I've had some experience to share and to talk about with y'all. So, uh, as the title suggests, this will be a complaint mostly about the raid system in this game and how unbalanced it is. And, well, currently we have two raids available. It's called the Tyrannus Sanctuary and the Deep Spider Nest, and those two have, quote, and I mean very big quotes right here, similar difficulty. And I'm gonna be using very, very big quotes here because I mean I still haven't cleared it, but I already like have the gist of it. I already know like the locations of the enemies and like about how to clear. It's just that I haven't done it by myself yet, right? And well, apparently as some people could have seen here, I couldn't clear the Tyrannus Sanctuary by myself because, well, I don't have the recommended elements. Like, yeah, oh, but you have Jericho there. Calm down, okay? Because where's Merlin? I don't have her. I wasn't playing when she was around, so I couldn't have even the chance to acquire her. But that's not the point. That's not the point, because if you're making content that is so difficult that you need specific characters and it's basically like a win condition at that point, then that's called bad game design, right? That's called bad game design. But anyways, so as we can see on this website, it's called the 7dsorigin.app. This website actually has the numbers to back me up when it comes to how the difficulty scales on this game. And let's take this into consideration when we're talking about difficulty and raids. What do you usually think about? A group of people that are doing this challenge, and that is usually like an end game challenge where you do need more than one person to do. And it's like, oh, usually it's not a good idea to do it by yourself, so you should probably get some help, right? And so let me actually go to Tyrannus, which is the first, which was the first raid that was available. So it has two difficulties. It's the Hell and Abyss, Hell being the lowest and Abyss being the highest difficulty. So let's look at the numbers. So we have here like the drops, we have the more complicated stats, attack and defense related stats, and then the basic stats. And so I want you to pay a lot of attention here because this is going to be very important. So on one player, right, at the Hell difficulty, which is the lowest, you have Tyrannus being the final boss. Let's be focusing on the final boss here. Like, you can still see the other enemies here, but let's focus on Tyrannus. You have him at 7 million HP, 19,000 attack, and 8,000 defense. If you're doing this by yourself and you have half an hour to do, you can definitely like deal with like one boss here, 3 million, and then 4 million, then 2. It's a double boss, so it's a little bit more complicated, but it's still about 6 million HP, right? And then Tyrannus at 7 million. Now, I want you to guess how much more HP do you think they get? Like when you go from one person, so you're doing this solo, and then two people. You do this with just one more friend. How much more HP do you think they get? Answer. More than double. Guys, what is this? Like I have been talking to a friend who is actually like a day one player, and he's like, man, I don't know, but I feel like it's way easier for me to do this when I'm solo than when I have like someone doing with me. And he was not wrong. Like at all. Like, I was thinking maybe like, oh, he gets like a 30%, he gets like a 30, maybe 50% at most more HP, right? Like, you can see the attack, like the attack doesn't really change that much. It's still, quite uncomfortable, but you can't get one shot here in a lot of situations. If you have like a modest amount of HP, if you have like close to 300,000 HP, you can't really get one shot here. But guys, 7 million to 17. It's more than double, guys. What are we doing? Like, this should be a thing that you only give when you have like max players, or like when you have like a pledge that further increases the difficulty, right? But let's not get too ahead of ourselves, right? Because we still have more to go. We still have more to go. If you think that wasn't bad enough, just sit down, because you'll probably need to. At 3 people,
28.
28. What is this? It's literally 4 times more HP, bro. Like, if you have someone carrying you... Okay, if you think that wasn't bad enough, this is still hell difficulty. This is still not the highest difficulty that you can place. And you already have 4 times more HP, guys. This is so wrong. I don't know what they were thinking with this. And it's still not as bad as it can get. It gets way worse. 4 people, 38 million. It's already more than 5 times more HP, and it's at 4 people. So... let's get this. If you can, let's say that you can already like barely clear the hell difficulty solo with Tyrannus having 7 million HP. I'll be considering all the other enemies as well, you know, basically. Let's say that you can already barely clear, and your friend, and then you have a friend that also can barely clear, and then you think, hey, let's do this like on a duo, and we will probably like clear it faster. And then the enemy has more than double the HP. And so, like, you by yourself already barely clears with, like, 30 seconds to spare, or, like, 1 minute to spare. And then you go, like, oh, maybe if I do it with a friend, it's gonna be easier, right? And then you do it, and then you don't clear. Why is it? Because the enemy has more than double the HP. This is exponential difficulty, guys. And then, like, if you have 2 friends that, just like yourself, you can't clear, and then, boom, the enemy has 4 times... has 4 times the HP. And then boom, here, almost 6 times more HP. You know, it's more than 5 times. And then with 5 people, it's almost 50 million HP that we're looking just to run this alone. You still need to do the puzzles. You still need specific characters to trigger certain events, right? Namely Merlin, but you still need specific characters. Now that we've seen how the hell difficulty is, let's look at the abyss difficulty, which is where most people will be doing or will want to do, right? So for starters, we're looking at just, you know, like from literally just going on the abyss. The boss has double the HP, double the initial HP compared to the previous difficulty. Double. Like, again, you would imagine, because on the game, right, on hell difficulty, you need or at least, you know, the quote recommended, or the minimum required, I guess, to you know, power level that you need is 82,015. And then on abyss difficulty, it's 113,498, and that's the same for both raids, by the way. Guys, it's double the difficulty. Guys, on hell difficulty, the fastest I could get, which was also with a friend, it's 14 minutes and a half. And then on abyss, the fastest was 24 and a half. So it's about twice. It's about twice the time required. All right. 2 people. It goes from 14 million to 35. Again, the difficulty more than doubles. Guys, here on the Black Rook, guys, it goes from 6.6 million to 16.5. It almost triples. It almost triples. And it's just one more person that you're doing this with. So it's like, okay, so if I'm gonna do it, if I'm gonna do this with another person, this person needs to be stronger than me. And if I'm gonna do it with 3 people, the next person has to be stronger than the previous. Guys, what are we doing? Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Let's have this. Let's, you know, still keep 14 million HP in mind. 35. This is already 5 times the amount of the hell difficulty with just 2 people. With just 2 people. 3 people. 56. And then at 4 people, it is actually like at 4 people, it is actually more than 5 times the amount of HP. And then 5 people, almost 100 million HP. But you have to take into account the fact that Tyrannus has 5 frames, or he is literally, he just goes outside the arena. He goes outside the arena, you can't deal damage, but the time is still ticking. So if you want to make like a real damage calculation, you will have to take that into account. And then we're like seeing the difficulty increase on this game. This is genuinely ridiculous. It's like, let's say at one person, because let's already remember, guys, this is already difficult. Like, doing this solo is difficult. If someone is saying that it's not difficult, it's either that because they already have all the required characters at like P5 minimum, or it's because they're a whale. And I do believe that there is no in between, because if you're gonna make a raid that basically requires a specific character, then you have to make that character available. Because people like me who didn't play the game back then, when Merlin was around, when Daisy was around, when Clotho were around, it's 3 other limited characters that you need to reliably, consistently clear this thing. Like, theoretically, it wouldn't be as bad if, let's say, Merlin was like a character that you could just log in and get. Because let's be real, they wouldn't do that anyways. They wouldn't just like, hey guys, we're sorry for making raids so difficult. Here's a copy of Merlin for free, a P4 Merlin. Here, get it. It feels bad. The game still needs so many things to get right. This game needed a lot more time to develop itself, to actually do a dodge mechanic that is reliable, because I have never seen a game that has a perfect dodge that is worse than the previous games. No, you can technically dodge in this game, it's just that you need to dodge before the enemy attacks. In this game, you need to dodge before the attack animation even starts. It's like you have to predict an enemy's attack. Guys, I've never seen a game do this. Never in my entire life. This game needs to fix these issues and so many others that the community has been screaming for months at this point. This game is not in a good shape right now. And like, literally, if you don't want to stress over this game, don't even bother playing the raid, the time-space junction. You will lose the pulls, you will lose the gacha currency, but it's not worth the stress. Anyways, if I can talk to anyone about this, of course, like talking to Netmarble, like someone like me, it'll be impossible, but if anyone can try to get in touch with them, like that would be really helpful. Anyways, see ya.